Well, back to an issue that I really care about and am pretty much connected to personally, veterans and for-profit schools. A quick rundown on the difference between a public college and a for-profit college is pretty much a public college, whether a four-year university or community college, is a state government nonprofit entity, and a for-profit is pretty much the opposite. It's a business that thrives off of getting as much money as possible. They're not state institutions, and plenty of them sell shares of their company on the stock market. Others may be able to give you a better description of the two, but to put it even more simply, a public college is basically any in-state university that often has the state's name in it, like Florida State University. A for-profit is something like what ITT Tech was. And now that you know these simple facts, if you plan on going to college soon, you should be doing research into which school to go to and what field to study to ensure you get the best education degree that you can. I'm saying all this because one odd problem I notice in the U.S. is that even though veterans who were discharged honorably and get 100% full GI Bill benefits, I don't often hear too many success stories about them after they transition from military life to civilian life. Sure, there are plenty of success stories of vets who go on to make good education and life choices and become big shots, but not really that often. And sure, you could also account for some veterans struggling to adjust to the civilian life due to PTSD and other issues, but I'm referring to vets who do not have those problems. It hit me that a prime reason for the lack of veteran success is that way too many of them are going to for-profit schools, wasting their GI Bill and getting worthless degrees. Now, when I talk about for-profit colleges, I'm referring to most of them, the vast majority, but not all. I can't think of too many good ones, to be quite honest, but I'm sure there's a diamond in the rough out there. To avoid going into specifics about how they operate and get students to enroll into their programs, I'll just leave a link in the description that you could watch and then you can make up your own mind. That, and I'll encourage you to watch the documentary film Fail State. But an important tidbit I'd like to discuss is that one of the big things that keep these sketchy institutions going is the GI Bill. They target vets because they know they can get the GI Bill, and VA benefits help for-profits navigate through the government financial aid loopholes. There's a 90-10 loophole where for-profits count on enrolling 9 non-vet students for every 1 vet they can who uses the GI Bill because they can acquire 10% of their funding without Title IX aid, then they can gain more financial aid from the government. That is why vets are so valuable to for-profit colleges. The biggest warning I want to leave veterans who may be watching this video is that there is a high possibility that your credits will be worthless and will not transfer to other colleges, especially public state schools. Most for-profit colleges are only nationally accredited, which is pretty much useless. You need regional accreditation, and only a few for-profits have that. And even having said that, I still wouldn't even recommend going to those for-profits that have regional accreditation, or at least the vast majority of them that even have that one rare instance of being regionally accredited. I still don't think those are even worth it. If you went to a for-profit and got a degree in whatever bullshit you can utter out, like film, subpar nursing, philosophy, criminal justice, whatever, and you attempt to further your education somewhere else, do not be surprised if that college refuses to accept your transcripts. You have been warned. Not only that, but when you go out to get a job in that field you studied for, there's a huge chance they won't hire you because often they'll just look at your degree and training as inferior compared to what legitimate colleges offer. If it's not already clear, let me just bluntly say that I want to encourage vets to steer clear of for-profit colleges and do higher education the right way. When you transition out of the military and you're considering going to college, do your research and pick a marketable field of study. Now, whether you should just take some time to relax, work, and adjust to civilian life is all on you. But whenever you decide to go back to school, I encourage most vets to go to their local community college if it offers courses in the career field they're seeking out, and then transfer to a university if and when you're ready. That, and you should consider staying in-state so you don't have to pay for out-of-state tuition, which I hear can more than double your tuition expenses, and I'm not sure if the VA will cover all of that. Regardless, just do college the right way. Don't become another bad example or statistic of a vet being duped by a for-profit school and is now struggling to find gainful employment and no longer has GI Bill benefits. Because then you might just end up having to go back to college, spending 2 to 4 more years in school, and joining millions of American youth in paying for student loans. Doesn't sound too fun, does it? To wrap things up, just realize your GI Bill is precious and it's a privilege to have, so fucking use it wisely. If you're a vet maybe do your part and warn others who may not be informed of a scumbag institution they might be going to, or warn the servicemen who are still in active duty but will be transitioning out in a couple months so that they won't fall prey to some of those for-profit college recruiters. As a vet, it's important that you inform and educate others, educate yourself about these things, because a lot of assholes are out there waiting to fuck you good for that GI Bill. Don't be scammed by snake oil, because I assure you from personal experience it's not a good feeling. Hopefully with this video I did my part in trying to warn veterans to not make bad educational decisions. So now do yours and warn who you can, because I do believe this is a huge issue that's not discussed nearly enough as it should be. If you have any thoughts or things you'd like to share, feel free to comment below. Say hi to your sister for me. Why'd I say that?